Hey there guys, it's Metro, and today I'm going to be talking about artifact knowledge. Boys, I said I don't make videos like this often, but been doing a couple weeks now, and it's just something I can't hold my tongue on. So if you're a follower of the WoW news, you would have seen the latest, greatest calamity is that artifact knowledge can now be researched to a maximum of level 40 instead of 50. Previously it was 50. And there's a developer's note here, which I'm going to read out. A developer's notes. We raised the knowledge cap from 40 to 50 very late in the 7.2 PTR cycle out of an abundance of caution. We wanted to make sure that players of all playstyles as well as alt characters would view the concordance trait as accessible. However, between the additional artifact power gains added in 7.2 and others that were hotfixed in after the patch released, we are now well ahead of that mark. Knowledge 40 now seems more than sufficient for players to reach concordance, and the prospect of months worth of additional knowledge still left to research makes some people feel like their efforts in the interim aren't meaningful. Therefore, we'll roll the cap back to 40. So it's funny that they should say it like that, actually, because I was thinking that same thing when I first saw when artifact knowledge 50 would be reached. And a couple of my guildmates were saying this a long time ago, and I was like, don't know about that. But it's actually really interesting because it was not going to end until I think it was late July. It might have even been August. And this was before 7.2 was out. We were talking about this. And that was, at the previous cap of whatever, I think it was 25, right? Yeah, 25 was the previous cap. So it was kind of like, oh, but I liked being at the cap because it I don't know, when you were at the cap, it kind of made you feel like you were where the game was balanced again for artifact power. And the knowledge system I'm a big fan of for sure, but when you're not, when you're progressing towards the cap, it feels like you're still leveling up. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. So when you get to 25 last time, it's like, well, now I should definitely be working on my end game of my artifact. Just like you're working on end game content when you're 110, you know what I'm saying? That's how it felt to me. So now I feel like by the time I'm 40, if I don't have concordance, something's wrong. So it was the same way with 50, right? It's like, holy Christ, dude. 50 is going to be well into multiple points of concordance. So if you don't know what's happening here, people are playing the game so rigorously, and frankly, they did add a lot of new ways to get artifact power. I think the big culprits are dungeons and raids, especially. The Mage Tower complicated it early, especially, and continues to do so to some degree. But I think dungeons and raids are a big culprit. So in Nighthold, right before 7.2 came out, they made Nighthold drop artifact power from every single boss. So that's normal, heroic, mythic, and I assume LFR as well. I've never done LFR before. But anyway, I assume you get artifact power from every single boss. So that's 40 guaranteed raid level artifact powers. I assume the LFR one's probably the equivalent of a World Quest one, but even the normal one is still, I think, 2 million right now. So, heroic and, mythic is 4 million. So that's a lot of artifact power that I can gain just from doing that raid a couple times a week. So that's a big culprit, of course. And then the Mage Tower adding onto that, I feel like they didn't properly balance that. And then, the challenge mission where you get just a copious amount of artifact power. And then dungeons, I don't know, guys, the dungeon amount of artifact power you get from dungeons right now is absurd. And mostly from completing the weekly, the weekly chest artifact power is what I'm talking about. You get almost half a level if, depending on what level of content you're doing. So yeah, it's kind of fine. I think this is a good, when I read this, I was like, that's probably the right idea because, once you get to 50, we were going to be so far in by the time we got to 50. You know what I mean? A lot of people would be. So, and here's the problem. They're trying to get this new, the Concordance of Legion Fall, they're trying to get this to last until 7.3. Okay? This is supposed to be the equivalent of what it was before, but better. It's supposed to be the goal is that you'll always have something to put a point into. You'll never not have something to put a point into. And that's why they've extended it out so far. And people still don't understand that. People still complain about that. To this day on this topic, people are still complaining about that. Oh my God, it's going to take 595 zillion AP. It's Dude, oh my god, that's not the fucking point. You're not supposed to finish it. It's supposed to be something that you cannot finish, so that you always have something to put points into going into 7-2 or 7-3. So, when we're in Argus. And that's fine. That's fine by me. I don't really care. And it's built in a way that it's not nearly as impactful as the previous one. Like the previous one was 0.5% damage every time you put a point in. And that's pretty good. I mean, Concordance now, I don't know. I think it's like, I don't know. It's like a 200 more stat. I don't know. It's not a lot one way or the other. So it's equivalent, but it's less impactful because it's a proc, right? It's not always there. So your character is not getting like this massive power creep from, the start of it to the end of it to maximum, your max weapon like people are trying to get. So I think the game is healthier without that max weapon idea. But like people are so fucking confused on this topic. It's embarrassing. It really is fucking embarrassing. If you're going to sit here and type to me and argue with me about this, go outside. Seriously. People are saying shit like, well, this invalidates this. Nope, now World Quest AP is useless. Nope, now, they've ruined this. The whole system's ruined now. Dude, there's people in my guild who have like 55 fucking traits already, okay? I don't get to play as much as I'd like. I only get to really play about 3-4 days a week nowadays. And I'm 1 point away from Concordance on 2 characters. Okay, obviously I switched my Paladin I switched from my Paladin to my Death Knight. So, and now I had to put a bunch of points into that. In 1 week, I got 6 points on my Death Knight. He was 5 points prior to my Paladin, and then on Tuesday I got each of them 2 points, thanks to the the artifact knowledge and all the new stuff that the raids and everything again. So, it's really easy. Like, I don't know what you guys are complaining about, but I think it's coming from a lack of understanding of what the point is here. And the point is that once you have Concordance, you have a minimal scaffold to continue climbing. And obviously, it's good to continue climbing it if you want, but you don't have to. There's no reason to, because it's a minimal scaffold to climb. The things that you're getting from this are not huge, but there's still a benefit. And now that remains to be seen. That's theory. So we don't know yet if by the time you have, 30 points in Concordance, if your character is so much fucking stronger than somebody who just has Concordance. I don't know that. It's probably going to happen because Blizzard can't execute their theory very well in this game anymore. But regardless, that's the plan, okay? So what you're reading here is a plan as well. This may not even stay this way, or they may add 50 halfway through. Maybe once the tier is well underway, Tomb of Sargeras is dead, everybody's cleared it, then maybe they'll add 50 back. Something like that. I don't know. But as of right now, this doesn't fucking impact you. Do you understand that? 40 is already too much. You don't need 40 to get to Concordance. People had it 4 weeks ago. And that's where they want you. Concordance is meant to be where you're at when Mythic Tomb of Sargeras comes out. The raid's not fucking out yet, and people already have it. It's not out for another month, probably. Another 4 resets, very likely. Okay? And people already have it. So use your brains here. Do you understand what the goal is? You clearly don't if you're arguing about this. And it's just absolutely baffling to me how whenever, first of all, this was done retarded. This is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen done. Oh, hey, hotfix, May 22nd. Artifact knowledge can now be researched to a maximum level of 40. That's a good idea. You don't fucking do this in a hotfix because this is what happens. There's some kind of principle for it. I can't remember, but it's some kind of like thing that when you do it, something big in a small way, people overreact. Now, people would have overreacted anyway because that's the fucking video game we're playing. People don't have brains in their head. Everybody wants to go freak out over nothing on everything, but it's still done poorly. So this is why it's become such a calamity. But I'm baffled at it's funny to me. I woke up and there's like 9,000 people arguing about this. It's like, dude, you guys clueless or what? And like the best is, people are saying like, well, this makes certain types of content irrelevant. It's like, yeah, have you played WoW before, dude? You know what I mean? Like, there's always been certain types of content irrelevant. So I don't Like, how are you surprised by that? People are saying, like, oh, well, by the time we're 40, we'll have so many points into concordance already that the amount of artifact power gained from lower level content is not going to be worth doing. That's intended, guys. Are you fucking serious? Like, in Warlords of Draenor, there was nothing you could do to progress your character whatsoever out in the world. 0 fucking things. Literally nothing. So this is what happens when everybody says, "Oh my God, there's nothing to do in the game." So first of all, live with that. Okay, you probably caused that. But second of all, in other expansions like Warlords of Draenor, when you were raiding the final raid, Hellfire Citadel, were you worrying about Blackrock Foundry? You know what I mean? Were you worried about getting Apexis crystals when you were mythic? You're working on Zul'Horak? No. Because that content wasn't worth doing. Thanks for watching. I mean, that's the video right there. I just don't get it. I really don't fucking get it. So if you're upset about this, seriously, just go outside. That's the best advice I can give you, man. Go get a job. Go fucking get a family. Go something else to take your mind off this shit, because you are overthinking this, and it's embarrassing. It really embarrasses the community, and it embarrasses me as somebody who loves to interact with the community. So anyway, thanks for watching. I can't even, that's it. But anyway, I just want to make one more announcement, not related to this, but I've had terrible allergies, as you can probably hear. I haven't really been able to do a lot, but I wanted to give the tier list some room to breathe, so we did that. Now this week, a girl I work with at work is going out of town. She's not going to be, she's like going out of town for the rest of the week. So today is the only day I have free. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have to work. And then I have like family stuff going on the weekend because it's Memorial Day here in the United States. So that's on Monday. So it's a pretty big weekend. It's kind of like the kickoff of summer, even though it's fucking 60 degrees out. But anyway, I will probably not upload another video until next week. Okay. So this is it. I apologize for that, but I'm definitely not going to have time Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. And then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I might have time, but it's probably not going to happen because there's going to be stuff going on. So if that's if you guys are like, oh my God, what happened to Metro? So anyway, thanks for watching. Leave your comments about this topic if you want, but yeah. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next one.